Blind in Texas stuck to me as a name for a podcast because living here, everything is so unpredictable. Whether it's sports, whether it's politics, whether it's the people, whether it's the weather, for sure. You think you have it figured out, but then you really don't. So we're all just kind of walking around what I consider blindly trying to figure it all out in this thing called life. I'm sure Brian's going to have a more animated, brash, opinionated, loud, and just over the top answer than I do. But that's what makes us great co hosts.
Blind in Texas doesn't mean I literally can't see where the fuck everything at in Texas. No, it means I'm standing in the middle of this giant fucking state wondering where the hell I am. I'm looking across the horizon and I'm just a confused cowboy who lost his compass and my dignity. Can't you tell? But more than that, blind in Texas means I'm just a middle-aged guy with hot takes, bad knees, bad fucking knees, and enough blind fury to yell about sports, movies, and everything else in Texas, even before I've had my second peppermint mocha of the day. Yes. Look, Texas is huge, but the opinions here are way bigger. So fortunately for you, this is not shrinking.
Sports is going to be a tough one, and where I think most of our opinions are going to fly for sure. Obviously, I love all the North Texas, Dallas sports teams. I try to follow as much as I can. Baseball kind of bores me to death. I'm always going to be there for the Cowboys and the Stars. You can break my heart every year. It is totally fine. If anything, we're going to have some sweet hot takes about everything happening in the sports world, especially in Texas right now when all of the Dallas teams are moving to new locations and stirring the pot and just bringing everything to a boil. So it's going to make for some great conversation. But I do think I know a little bit more about sports from a rational perspective than Brian does.
I will be shocked if Mungle knows how to hold a baseball, let alone spend 3 hours talking about sports. Look, Mungle has the energy of a man who has absolutely dominated a putt-putt course and has bowled a respectable 47. And then he goes and he celebrates the early bird fajita special at his local restaurant. Yes, that's him. I can't change him. Mungle, we can't change you. But when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, his knowledge stops somewhere around Troy Aikman. So if you ask him anything after that, we might just get a pleasant nod. But you know what? We in Texas, and we like Texas sports, so that's kind of its own professional league.
When it comes to movies, we never agree, it feels like. There are some classic films that we will come together on, and we might say, oh, yeah, that was a great film, or this was a great film. But when it comes to movies, it seems like we are always on the opposite spectrum. In fact, if I haven't seen a movie yet, I'll ask some of our mutual friends, did Brian like it? And if they're like, yeah, I'm like, I'm out. Or if they're like, ooh, Brian thought it was the stupidest thing ever, then I'm probably going to love it. So as we talk sports, politics, everything else going on in Texas, I think movies is going to be the one that where we clash the most.
Oh, I am definitely a better judge of movies than Mungle. Jesus Christ. Mungle's film criticism begins and ends with a very simple question. Does Sydney Sweeney show her tits in the movie just to justify the runtime? If the answer is no, that's 3 thumbs down for Mungle. 3! Plus a formal complaint and a lecture about how Hollywood has lost its way. Meanwhile, I'm over here talking about the cinematography, the actors, the costumes, the makeup, the narrative structure. Mungle's evaluating a movie like he's judging livestock. That's true. Well, although, if you look at the state of Hollywood right now, I think Mungle's correct. More tits!
I think Brian and I make a great co-hosting team simply because of the nature of our personalities. I'm a little bit more relaxed, calm, logical, inquisitive. I think through things. Brian just hits the ramp running, man. He is 100% shock value and just talk now, think later. And that doesn't mean he's not smart. He's very intelligent. I just think sometimes his opinions get the best of him. Brian has one of the biggest hearts of anybody I know, and I think that's why we work well together. And we always have so much fun bouncing ideas and thoughts and opinions off of each other. I consider the guy almost a brother, and it shows in our podcast.
Why do Mungle and I make such a great podcast team? Well, for starters, we've seen each other naked, and somehow we have kept falling in love ever since. That's more than friendship. But really, though, we're the yin and the yang of podcasts. I'm the cool, youngish, hippish person in the room, and he's the elderly curmudgeon who's just yelling at people to get off his fucking lawn and to turn down that infernal racket. Together, we are a match made in opinionated heaven. My God. It's like youthful arrogance meets, the old man across the street that you just love.
Texas is the greatest state on earth because it's the greatest state on earth. It's Texas. It's so big, there's everything going on. I mean, we are a country of our own simply because we're so big. You can go 100 miles east, west, south, north, and it's going to be completely different. And that's what makes being blind in Texas so relevant, because it is so different, but it's fun, it's energetic. We break the mold, we write the new rules. They either envy us or they try to be us. So hopefully we'll represent this big Lone Star state the best we can.
I live in the greatest fucking state in the world. Maybe not the greatest state to data, statistics, or science, but Texas is the best fucking state in the world. And it's according to the Texas poll of people, which is the only one that matters. You should move here. Sure, marijuana laws are still catching up to now, but other traditions are in effect here, like how a random Tuesday and a Cowboys loss is a full-blown Texas constitutional crisis. We all, as a Texas state, mourn that loss. And what can be better? The friendliest people are here, the best barbecue, the best Tex-Mex, the beautiful women. We're all just so loyal about our sports teams too. Up until January, when everybody hates everybody in every sports team because we somehow haven't won a championship. But that's all to change here on Blind in Texas.